The race for rare earth independence from China is fueling a dash for deal-making with other countries. But a key solution is emerging in the U.S. and far above ground in America's own industrial waste. Toni Waterman filed this report for CNA from Austin, Texas.
The fight over rare earths is emerging as one of the sharpest fronts in the U.S.-China rivalry, with major implications for national security and the global economy. These 17 metals are essential for everything from smartphones and electric vehicles to advanced weapon systems and semiconductor manufacturing. China dominates much of the world's supply and processing, but as geopolitical tensions rise, Washington has been racing to reduce its reliance on Beijing, pouring money into domestic mining and building partnerships with allies. But the answer to the U.S.'s rare earth needs could be hiding in plain sight in existing mine and mineral processing waste. Enough, some researchers say, to meet most, if not all, of the country's rare earth demand.
What we've got here is red mud, or bauxite residue more eloquently.
Doesn't look very red to me.
No, it doesn't. And as you take some of the moisture out, it takes on a different color.
Red mud is a byproduct of alumina refining, a process that generates a white powder essential for making aluminum metal. This particular batch comes from Louisiana, from the very last alumina refinery in the United States. Normally, the caustic mud is stored in massive leveed ponds like this one, or dry stacked and built into hills.
So it's essentially considered waste.
It is considered waste. So that's the opportunity.
But not to you.
Not to us.
Buried in this muddy waste is a gold mine of rare earth elements in very high concentrations. 6,000 parts per million, says Chris Young, 30 times higher than what's found in the Earth's crust.
A highly skilled and educated staff of
Young and his team at Element USA near Austin, Texas, are now extracting these rare earths from this source. They're also testing other mining waste, like coal tailings and low-grade coal ores, to determine which elements are present and how to cost-effectively extract them.
The need for these minerals has really grown, for these rare earths, as our technologies developed, as we look at high-performance magnets. So I think there's a growing recognition, even for the general population, that, hey, this is a big deal.
Rare earths are a group of 17 elements, including the 15 lanthanides found near the bottom of the periodic table. They have tongue-twisting names like praseodymium and neodymium. They power modern-day life, used in smartphones, medical equipment, electric vehicles, and wind turbines, making them a matter of economic security. They're also critical to U.S. national defense. Fire! The F-35 fighter jet, for example, contains more than 400 kilograms of rare earths. The Virginia-class submarine, more than 4,000. Much of it is found in powerful rare earth magnets used in engines, radars, and weapons guidance systems. Yet despite their critical importance, the U.S. relies almost entirely on its biggest rival to meet its rare earth needs, importing up to 80% of supplies from China.
We're held hostage by China.
Gracelyn Baskren is a leading voice on America's critical mineral security. She says rare earths have become China's most powerful negotiating tool against the U.S., as witnessed last year when Beijing, citing national security concerns, imposed export controls on rare earths critical for high tech and defense during tariff negotiations with Washington.
They forced us to negotiate and give up things on the areas of tariffs and semiconductors, because this has all become part of the trade war that we didn't want to. I didn't see a year ago that this administration would be negotiating with China in the way that it has.
The restrictions are now on hold for a year, but the Trump administration has been on an international deal blitz to reduce the country's reliance on China, forging multi-billion-dollar partnerships to develop mining and processing facilities with nations like Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, Japan, and Australia.
In about a year from now, we'll have so much critical mineral and rare earths that you won't know what to do with them.
Experts say that assessment is highly optimistic. America's rare earth sector is decades behind China's. It has only one active mine and lacks sufficient capacity to process, refine, or make magnets.
Mining is not an industry you turn on and turn off when there's conflict. And so we are looking at a lead time to getting ourselves where we need to go.
Does that mean that the U.S.'s national security is at risk right now?
It means that we are not prepared for a long conflict.
To accelerate the process, the U.S. has also been pouring billions of dollars into reviving domestic production, partnering with private companies to help fund rare earth startups.
What you're basically looking at here is a big concrete box on steroids.
In recent years, Texas-based Novion Magnetics has received more than $35 million from the Defense Department. It's the only high-performance rare earth magnet manufacturer in the U.S., churning out millions and millions of individual magnets a year. CEO Scott Dunn says the company aims to chip away at America's China dependence, but is realistic about how quickly that can happen.
We're not going to displace, on any timeline that's reasonable, China altogether. So what we've really set out to do is at least be, a very, very high performance, high quality magnet producer that at least offers some sort of a strategic second source, if that's all that it is, to the U.S. government, to American end users alike.
Novion is also turning to waste as a resource, recycling rare earth magnets from end-of-life products like MRI machines and electric vehicles to help bolster domestic supply.
And so that yttrium mineral, that's 40 times coastal level, so that's really concentrated.
Researchers Bridget Scanlon and Brent Ellis lead a team at the University of Texas at Austin, evaluating rare earth concentrates in existing mine and mineral waste. One recent study found that coal ash from power plants contains up to 11 million tons of rare earths, nearly 8 times the amount of rare earths the U.S. has in domestic reserves.
Could enough rare earths be extracted from this waste to meet demand for rare earths in the U.S.?
Yes, I think so. There are a lot of factors that need to be considered. One is the resource and the concentrations, another is the extractability, and then the economic and the price volatility. So a lot of different factors become important.
Working out those bottlenecks won't be easy or cheap. But with the International Energy Agency expecting demand for rare earths to soar by up to 7-fold by 2040 and geopolitical tensions simmering between Washington and Beijing, the U.S. will need all the waste it can get its hands on. For CNA, I'm Toni Waterman in Austin, Texas.